All right. This is another testimony about what's happening and the nastiness and the disgusting things they do. It's so interesting to hear these people trying to make you think that you are the one who is a nothing when they do the things they do. You know, as they were forcing me to have this disturbing thing and this different disturbing thought of about this kid, and I talked about actually that moment, that kid, and I'm gonna you hear this perp saying you are not, you are S, and she used this voice, this condescending voice, to try to camouflage the reality that she's the one who's not, who's a nothing. I'm using a different language that she used because of this, but she's truly is a nothing in that sense, because they want me to think that the nastiness they do to me, it should be a reflection of them thinking I'm nothing, versus the opposite, where the people who do these kind of things are truly nothing. They try to dehumanize you when they're the one doing the disgusting things. What kind of human, self-respecting individual would do what they do? They are the trash, and they are trashing you. They forced me to have this thoughts earlier. After I made the last video, which literally says they forced me to have these thoughts, they create these disturbing thoughts, they create these disturbing stimulations, they play with my libido, which is what they continuously do to disturb me. They did this thing where I remember making a video when I showed these people in these kids in this in the laundromat. There was this kid, like I'm talking about, like 16 years old kid, like teenage kid that's like 16 or so. And I talked about how they were forcing me to perceive this kid, but I filmed these kids in the laundromat and was able to put that on YouTube, even though you don't see, obviously I make sure, but I wanted to make sure that, to show that this is the kind of things they forced me to perceive. Like, look at these kids. I would never have any thoughts of that nature toward these kids. I would not be stimulated or have forced to stimulate. This is what they forced me to do. And these kids are participating in wanting to be seen, so this technology can manipulate somebody in this way. They have no shame, but they're children. So I almost felt bad for them, because they're kids. Kids are kids, Even though she's a 16-year-old kid, that's a kid. So she doesn't, like, she's just gonna take it as if, like, the maturity of a 16-year-old is a 16-year-old's a kid. So, it was sad that, that this kid is involved in that, but at this point, she wants to be back. She wants to be with this crowd of people. She was being involved in that, but it's disgusting that I'm forced to be seen. You do nothing to me, and from the bottom of my heart, you will do nothing to me, and every perception that I'm forced to have is because I'm being forced to have it. Is manipulated. So after making that video earlier today, they started forcing me to think in disgusting ways about this kid. They tried to make me imagine, they made me imagine this thing where, like, that was sexual with her. And it's like they kind of took it from me being with somebody else at a nightclub and just applied it on her. And it was so weird. It was so disgusting feeling. It felt like somebody else's brain was forcing my brain. It even felt like a burning feeling in my brain. It was disgusting. I was so disturbed by it. I'm like, I can't just let that go. It was just beyond disgusting. It felt like, and then after that, because they already implanted it in my brain, it felt like, and it was nonstop going through my brain, right? And it's just nasty. And they were doing some nasty things, and after that, like, this is what they're going to continue to do. They also, like, do this thing where they crank up your libido off something else, right? It's all about them manipulating your libido. And then I don't even want to be comical and insult somebody. The worst part is when they almost push me to insult people. because it's just like, come on, really. There's this person on this dating app. She's with her daughter, right? And I don't want to insult the daughter. She look like a teenage kid, but there's something also interesting. Well, I don't want to say interesting. That is, it looked like the daughter has some kind of condition. At least that's what it looks like, and it looks like it's some kind of like spectrum condition. And they once it cranked up my libido, they tried to make me. And there was like a tiny little picture, like that's like this little like icons, and as I look at her, they stimulate me. They move this libido stimulation toward this kid that looks like they have some kind of condition on the spectrum. And even me saying that, they were trying to find ways to annoy me by saying it. But and that's disgusting and sad. And I don't even want to be insulting kids like that, right? And so that's that. And so, that shows how disgusting it is. And now to try to counter, or they try to, first of all, there's some nasty, these people are disgusting. They were trying to change a memory. That's not even a true memory per se, but they try to manipulate in something else. Where I remember when I used to live with my cousins or whatever, there was like a baby, and this baby was a few months old, and the baby was teething. So if you like grab the mouth, she was trying to bite the tongue or something, that right, and so you have to remove it or whatever. But I remember the mother was, like, she would sacrifice her tongue, and I'm saying that they're turning into something sexual. That's how disturbing they are. She would sacrifice her tongue, and the baby would chew on the tongue until they get a pacifier, right? And they make me just try to make me imagine that being sexual. If the baby was always trying to put your tongue in the mouth, and it was just disgusting. But they try to turn that into something sexual. It's so disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting to hear this trash try to change things into something sexual. And you hear the sirens. They have no shame. They have no shame, and it's disgusting, and it's disturbing. And that's the thing they're gonna do. And then they talk about this actual stupid things you did as a kid, and like it's them trying to paint something that's non-existent, that's manipulated, that's falsified. So you hear the sirens and everything, trying to get you to accept these nonsensical, disturbing things. So as I'm being radiated, I feel like my skin is drying up, because they cranking up the things, this weapon, this radiation. These trash are nasty, and they are truly S. Like, I don't want to curse, but they are truly BS. Trash. They'll continuously think that because they warn me of whatever's going to happen to me, I should subscribe to it. Can you imagine creating these thoughts into somebody's thoughts, and into somebody's brain, and then try to make him be nervous about it? Can you imagine creating this narration that is so falsified with this baby, and then try to create some kind of, and use this child like people who have no shame? They tell me they're going to watch me being raped and tortured, and I'm like, did you watch your own death yet? Did you watch what's going to happen to you? Because this is disgusting, degrading life that you're living currently. Yes, you are able to function, and you're able to walk properly and do all that. Your bones are not being radiated and broken down. You have your teeth are not being decaying. But look how sad your life is. You guys are a bunch of trash, low-life pedophiles that are trying to force somebody to subscribe to these things. And I'll never subscribe to it. And they try to minimize how trash they are by calling themselves being mean. They're true trash. So to all my target individuals, do not subscribe to this nastiness. Understand that they are just trash.